Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my monthly favorites collectively from April and May. So as you guys know, I took a break for a week last month. I had recorded my favorites video for April, but I never ended up posting it. I wasn't really feeling in the mood to post, so I decided to compile all of my favorites into this video for this month and make it a bit longer. So this video will be a bit longer than my normal videos, but I have a lot of really good products that I really like. As usual, obviously, they're my favorites. So if you want to see them, let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with what I had down for April first, and then I'll move into May. So the first thing I have is this. This is from Makeup Forever. This is their Ultra HD Self-Setting Concealer, and I have the shade 11 Pearl. Now, when I went to pick this up, I was disappointed in the shade range because I feel like it's not expansive enough, which is a typical problem for concealers. The shade above this one was for light skin tones. This is like the only shade, this and number 10, which is called Alabaster, are the only one for fair skin tones, and they are virtually white. Like, you look at this bottle and it looks white. So I was very nervous to use this because even though I am very fair, I felt that this was going to be too white for me, but luckily it's not that bad. So I love the formulation on this. Like I said, I wish the shade range was better, but I love the formulation on this. It is not a full coverage concealer. It is more of a medium coverage concealer, and it is very thin. It's not very thick, it's not moussey, it is thin and almost a little bit watery. It is great, and I'm not used to liking concealers like this. Typically I like a more full coverage concealer with more creaminess. I'm not used to this thin formula, but it looks really, really good. Under the eyes, it brightens so nicely. It isn't self-setting by any means. Like, anytime I use this, I do have to go in and use a powder to set it because it will crease on my under eye creases. It's definitely not self-setting at all. It needs to be set, but it does look so fresh and almost skin-like under my eyes. Like I said, this is a little white for me, so I do end up pairing it with another concealer. Recently I've been using the Jouer concealer in conjunction with this, and it's just looking so good. But literally, it just makes the skin look highlighted in a very natural, dewy way. It's not too matte, which is a problem I found with a lot of concealers, is they're really matte, and for me, I have dry skin and very dry under eyes. It just does not look good. So this just makes everything look natural and my skin, and yet it still covers my dark circles pretty well for being a medium coverage concealer. I do find that in my areas right here, which is my dark, I don't know, valleys, it's just there's so much darkness there, I will have to put this concealer down there, let it almost completely set down, and then blend it out so I can get a little bit more coverage out of it. But all in all, I have been so happy with this. I have been reaching for it. I completely stopped using every other concealer I had, and only now am I starting to mix my Jouer concealer with this because I did get some sun. So this is my first favorite, and I really like this. I think the price point is great. Makeup Forever really has been impressing me, and I've never tried any of their stuff before, so I cannot wait to continue to try their stuff. Okay, the next product I still have in the box because I'm a freak. I love having things in packaging as long as possible. I still have my whole Urban Decay Vault in the Vault packaging and the cover for the Vault packaging because I can't get rid of packaging. So here is another example. It is still in the box. I don't know why I can't get rid of the box. This is from Milk Makeup. This is the Hydro Grip Primer, and I have the little mini version here because when I walked into the store to get both of these, I put this on the back of my hand, and it had this very weird cooling, tingling sensation on the back of my hand. I was a little nervous it was going to break me out, or I was going to I would have an allergic reaction to it, so I picked up the small size, and luckily on the face this does not have that same effect. It is very cooling though, and it is very gripping while being super hydrating. So as I was transitioning last month from our faux winter to I guess summer, because now it's 90 degrees out today, I was having such problems with my skin. They get really dry in the transitional periods between seasons. So I needed a primer that was super hydrating. In comes Hydro Grip Primer. I have been using this specifically only under my liquid foundations. I do like to use stick foundations a lot, but I don't want to use this in conjunction with my stick because I'm afraid that the gripping power will work a little bit too well. And you know how you draw on stick foundations? I don't want it to just stick down in the place where I drew it. But for liquid foundations, this is great. I find that this makes my makeup more full coverage than it used to be. Like, I can definitely use a lot less foundation when I am wearing this, which is amazing. And honestly, it does grip and keep my makeup all day, like even better than usual. And I feel like my makeup stays a pretty long amount of time, but this is super long wearing and my skin looks genuinely so hydrated. It is amazing. It has blown me away. It doesn't smell the greatest. I think personally it smells like chemicals. Some people say it smells really natural. I personally think it smells like chemicals, but that's just me. So this has been a favorite, and I'm still debating on picking up the large size when I run out of this, only because I feel like you never go through a primer and the large size is so huge, but we will see. Though this has been a really, really, really great primer. And yes, I'm putting it back in the box. Okay, and the last thing that was on specifically, my last month thing that I still have because I threw out the mascara, is this. This is from Iconic London. I got this in my March Boxy Luxe. Yeah, I got this in my March Boxy Luxe. I have the shade Medium. This is the Sculpt and Boost Eyebrow Cushion. So like you open this really reflective packaging, and then what just fell out is what they give you, which is like this weird spoolie eyeliner brush thing that I don't use at all. I just keep it in there because I can't feel, I don't know, I can't throw it away. Has a really nice mirror here, and then in here is the product. Now here they have a darker side here and a lighter side here. I can't use the darker shade, which is way too deep for my brows, but the lighter shade is perfect, and I love this for making my eyebrows look super natural, because I feel like with an eyebrow pencil, like you can see the pencil sometimes and it doesn't look like the most natural, but with this cushion and with a very small detailed eyeliner brush, you can get the most natural flicks of like hair-like strokes in your brows, and it just makes them look so naturally fluffy, naturally voluminous, like naturally hairy, because I have a big bald patch right over here and the same on this end over here. I can fill them in so nicely, so when I don't wear a lot of makeup, I have been tending to reach for this because I feel like it gives me such a nice natural looking brow. Now I feel like I did have to learn how to use this because at first I hated it because I was going in with too heavy-handed and my eyebrows were looking really stark and super unnatural, and like not even, they just weren't doing it for me. But practice makes perfect, and one day at 2 a.m. I decided to try putting on eyebrows, and I found I really loved this new method. I used an eyeliner brush from Essence, but they changed the whole brush up. I just bought another one because I wanted to have obviously like a duplicate, and the brush is way thicker than the one that I own, so I don't even know what brush to recommend with this, but a very small, very thin angled brush. Okay, and now moving on to May. So the foundation I was wearing most throughout the month is actually a mixture of these two, so I'm going to count these as one foundation. I've been mixing the ColourPop No Filter foundation in the bottle and the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation in the shade Porcelain. Now the reason I started mixing these was because I put on Porcelain and it was just a little bit too light for me. So then I mixed it with this one in the shade Fair 30, which is a little bit too dark for me, and this is way more neutral. This is more pink. So I kind of been mixing them together, and I feel like it is my absolute perfect foundation shade. Perfect. Like, I feel like I don't have to blend this too far down my neck because it really just matches everything. I don't know what it is. The formula on this alone isn't great. It isn't my favorite. I feel like it tends to either look really good or really bad, but it's never like consistent. But when you mix it with this foundation, I feel like the consistency just like, they like complement each other so well. This is such a long wearing combination of foundation. They are pretty dewy. I know this is like a natural matte, and I feel like the same for this, but when you use a dewy base or a Hydro Grip primer, which is what I've been using with this, I feel like the dewiness just really comes out. This is medium to full coverage, so I use the smallest amount possible because I like a more light to medium coverage foundation. This one is more watery. This one is more moussey, so you have to mix them together on the back of your hand to get that like perfect consistency. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. It doesn't cover up my birthmarks, and I don't know, it just looks great, and it's not too matte, and it's perfect, and I love these two together. I don't know if I'll like them like by themselves, but I can't find a perfect shade in this one, can't find a perfect shade in this one, so together is perfect, and they're both in glass bottles, which is super sustainable, and I'm very happy about that. Next is a recent purchase. Ulta has Hot Buys, which is like some products will be like 40 to 50% off for like one day only, and this has been in my wish list, or my like wish cart for Ulta for a while. This is from Becca. This is the, what is this? Sunlit bronzer in the shade Bali Sands, and it is, first of all, the packaging on Becca products is amazing, but also this is the perfect bronzer shade. I'm actually wearing it today on my face. I feel like it is just the perfect bronzer for fair skin. It is not too warm, it is not too cool toned, it is a perfect nice neutral, and it is good for contouring as well as bronzing. I use it for both really, and I feel like it doesn't make my face look like I intentionally have a lot of bronzer on. It is a very healthy bronze. There is no like glitters in it, but there is a healthy sheen about this. It is nice and long wearing. I just love the formula of it. It's very blendable. It's not super pigmented right off the bat, so you get to build it up to the right pigmentation that you want, and I love that in bronzers because I feel like too heavy-handed a bronzer can look really bad, and I've been searching for the perfect bronzer, and I feel like I found it in Bali Sands. I'm so happy I picked this up. It has become the one that I have been reaching for the most, and yeah, this is giving my Smashbox one a run for its money, and that was my favorite, so everything's replaceable, I guess. The next and almost last product is from Beauty Bakery. This is their flower setting powder, and I have the shade Translucent. I picked this up on Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty last month as well. Oh god, it's gonna be everywhere now. I picked this up because I was running out of my ColourPop No Filter translucent powder, and I found that while I liked that, I didn't want to pick it up for a second time because I feel like it did settle into my fine lines underneath my eyes pretty badly. Even if I used it to set concealer, everything would just collect there and it would make me look a lot older. So I wanted something that would be good for dry under eyes, set the makeup and not like corral itself into creases. And I was watching a few recommendation videos, and I feel like a lot of people with my same skin concerns have been using this, specifically Kathleen Lights. So I picked this one up and I'm really impressed by it. I feel like it mattifies, but also at the end of the day, like it lets the healthy oils from your skin like peek through so that it doesn't look completely super matte. It sets it. I don't have nearly the amount of like buildup as I did with my ColourPop translucent setting powder. It just looks so good anywhere you put it, and like I said, it's not so mattifying that it sucks all the oils out of your skin. It's almost like a healthy powder that just lets your skin breathe but sets down where you need to set. Like my nose and my under eyes always feel set but don't feel dry. So I have been loving that so much, and this is the first thing I've tried from Beauty Bakery, so I'm excited to perhaps pick up more stuff when I get money. Okay, and the last product for this month is from ColourPop. This is the On the Cusp highlighter. This is a Kathleen Lights collab. Are we surprised? I love her collabs, and I love this highlighter. I have it on my face today, and just, can we take a moment? Look at how nice that is. It is a very intense highlighter. This is not something I would wear on the days I'm not wearing a lot of makeup. It is a super intense champagne-y rose gold highlighter, and at first I was a little concerned that it would be a little too deep for my skin because it has this pretty severe like champagne pink shift, and I was afraid that being super pale that it was going to show up, but it really doesn't. It just melts into the skin and makes my whole face just look super just glowy and highlighted and healthy. And again, I have really dry skin, so it's really helpful to have a product that doesn't sit atop my face but really just melds into my makeup and makes my skin just look super dewy and beautiful. I have been loving this product, and I literally have been using it every single day. It's giving lunch money a run for its money, but this is just perfect on a night out or with like a deep smoky eye, doing like night out makeup. This in the club would look so nice. This in photographs looks amazing. I wore it for my graduation. So good. It's $8. If you guys need a good highlight, there it is. Okay guys, that completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have not subscribed or followed, I really don't know what any of these technical terms are, but to my Twitter or my Instagram, I'll post the little thingy up right here, the handle up here. You can just follow it. I'll also link it in the description box below, as well as I will try to be a good YouTuber and link these products in the description box below, but who knows really. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!